Okay, so I learned as somebody that lived in the north for a long time, although I have a very warm blood because I'm originally from Brazil, but most of my life I've been here and lived in New Jersey for most of my life and learned how to garden there. So coming here to Florida, it was really challenging because in the north, we garden in the summer, but here in Florida, no. So me, as a good Floridian right now, I literally take a break in summer. It's hard to grow vegetables, it's hard to be outside. It's just a good time to take care of yourself, keep hydrated, and try to do minimum yard work. If you do it early morning, late evening. So I want to show you and share how my yard is looking with not a lot of attention other than weeding here and there. Trimming flowers because deheading is really important if you want a constant production of your flowers, and basically just keeping my beds, especially the vegetable garden beds, although I don't have a lot of vegetables, more moist. I have a drip irrigation. I want to change it because it's the small tubes and it doesn't get very like a deep watering. So those are the things that I do. Trim a little bit here and there, take care of weeding. That if you really have mulch, it's not that bad. And yeah, I'll take you around. And I just picked a great time to be doing this because it's so hot right now. We've been having 90s to 100, and oh, a huge fish just jumped out of the lake. And there's a garbage truck taking a rest, processing waste right on the street behind me. But here's how the yard is looking. I have some plants that I had bought from a native nursery. Some I tried planting, although it's been hot, but some it's been neglected. Here I even lost one, but this is how things are going. Vegetable garden not doing as great. A lot of aphids right now, but this bean, let me tell you, it produced a lot for me. It's a bush bean, and I am definitely saving seeds for around this time of the year. Maybe starting March I should get a lot more. The collard green struggling a little bit, trying to survive. This bush, pepper plant, it just went wild. I never thought it would grow, but it's doing well. That tomato too. With neglect. Not babysitting it too much, but I did plant that one because I lost, which is if you remember from my previous videos, that is tea bush, Melochia tomentosa. This is a volunteer tick flower. The yellow one. Interesting, on that bed that I take care, we have some black eyed Susan that grew, and that shrub I changed it around. It's the the pepper, salt bush, I believe. Yeah, salt bush. So we got transplant chalk. I wanted to have it there. I had it here in this space. Eventually I am gonna do some more of maybe the hollies to give some structure instead of just having it all on the other side, and plant some more wildflowers so I could get more pollinators since they like the sun. But little update on my Bahamas strong bark. It came out really strong. A lot of new growth. This is all new growth just lingering here on the bottom. Now I gotta see, because mine is very weepy. I went to a botanical garden in Vero Beach and they had one and it was nice and tall. So after the frost, we had some new growth that are shooting up, as you can see. So I cut it here. Got two beautiful new growth. So this is that. I added this one here. A lot of my plants, because I had the irrigation, We have them in pots, and also to give that little cottagey feel. But this is a native lantana. I think it's the involucrata. Some society garlic. Pollinators do like it. These are been popping all over, which is the passion flora, and I'm leaving it. The caterpillars are eating it. They eat the whole one from the trellises that I have. So here's some caterpillars. So they're not gonna go far because the caterpillars will eat, so it won't take over my yard. The contis still struggling, but the bunny keeps on eating it. It's crazy, but it has new shoots here. These salvias, different kind of salvias, full of bees all the time. My beautiful St. John's wort. Some pollinator spot right there. I put some milkweed. This died off, and the railroad vine, and he came right back. So he died, and he came back stronger than before because he's just crawling on the floor. So I added some more natives to my pollinator pots for more color. And this part of my yard is very sunny, so great place for it. This is a native milkweed that likes more dry, so being on a pot will control the condition a little bit. Another pollinator pot. How my shrubs are looking. They actually grew more this year. Maybe the cold, because I usually don't have to trim them that much. But I trimmed it and it grew. There's a lot of new growth, so I might need to trim it again when it gets a little bit cooler. But these are doing awesome. The dwarf hollies, my Simpson stopper, really pretty, full of berries for the mockingbird. Oh, and I'm sorry for picking the wrong time to do this video with the truck right in the back there processing waste. But there are babies in the yard. Let's see, they're probably resting because mommy is not here, but that's the haul the mockingbird did. So he's been enjoying a lot of the berries. The Simpson stopper berries has been a favorite of his and my caterpillars. So this is how the yard is looking this way. These flowers been here, they been doing fine. The blanket flowers sprouted all over. Here, back there. So this flower garden has just been wild, and I'm not gonna tackle it. Still struggling with just the height of things, and I'll see how I could make it better next year, especially with the flowers. I guess they've been looking and liking here so much. They're just like growing so much, especially the salvia. But the bees love it. The butterflies been loving it. But I want to make some contrast and do some lower and higher shrubs and flowers. Well, flowers are the ones that are the hardest to work, because to make it pretty you really have to dehead them. More tick flowers. Be some Florida friendly. Just grew back. They died a little bit with the cold, but all came back. Beautiful native tick flower. Some beautiful native salvias too. I have, that's gonna grow soon. This is a goldenrod. But my fire bush died with the cold, but been training it again. So as I was saying, took care of my fire bush and training it again to become a little tree like I had before. I just thought it was lovely that he cascaded or just covered this area right here. So just move things around a little bit, like this Bahama cassia. It's also a great host plant for also for butterflies. So moved it here. It's a very, very sunny day. I picked the wrong day to be doing this. Should do this in the shade. But again, this is the yard. A little neglected because it's just too hot to garden. And we Floridians could take a break in the summer and just neglect the yard. So maybe it's not looking the prettiest. Looking a little wild with all the flowers. But yeah, this is the vision from this side. Oh, I added this because I was complaining to one of the nursery owners that I visit, which is the Florida Butterfly Garden, I believe, in Melbourne. And he was telling me, because I said, oh, how come I'm not getting the zebras? And I had it. And unfortunately, this area, you can always do what you could do. Living on an HOA, living in the city, they spray for mosquitoes. I cannot put, look at all the wildlife, all the butterflies. I don't know if you could see. I'm loving these flowers. But unfortunately, they spray for mosquitoes. They said it doesn't affect wildlife, but I believe it does. But it's something that we have to live with, unfortunately, until people really realize the harm it makes. But he told me to plant this plant here, which will grow around 12 feet tall. I believe is the false indigo. It has some beautiful spikes of purple flower that grows from here. He had the flowers here. He does like a little bit more wet. So my yard has been dry, believe it or not. I closed the sprinkler system and it's been a lot better than it used to be. Or maybe just the vegetation in general has been helping. But this is the view from here. My weeping holly is getting so big. And the pine tree also. So I'm so excited to eventually see these little trees grow taller and stronger to give some shade to the yard. You feel very arid. Is that the word? Very, very sunny. And this will provide a little bit more shade. So beautiful, and so proud of my job with the elderberry. It turned out to be a beautiful tree. And right now, full of flowers and full of berries. So I might harvest some of these, although the mockingbird has been eating them too. And try for the first time to make my elderberry syrup. Look at this. Just don't know if I can harvest them. Not 100% black. How do you pick? I just been picking like the ripe ones. We'll see how it goes. But here's the tree. Deal. I'm so happy that this deal just did so well. It came back. Actually, I think this is a fennel because I can see the heads. But look at all the eggs from the swallowtail. Look at all these eggs, and they've been eating them. Saving some caterpillars because the cardinal has been eating everything. He's even coming here. I had to put this newspaper on top because he was picking on the enclosure. But I probably have maybe, I don't know how many caterpillars in there. Just to save some and leave some for the birds because they do need their protein since they're all nesting and having offsprings. But here's what I mean about this one really growing this year. So I trimmed it and it's already big. Anyways, it's not that hard to trim. And like I said, if you have the space, these won't grow bigger, a lot bigger than this, because this is a dwarf variety. So if you do have the space, you will have a lot of maintenance because they're just take care of themselves and have that beautiful round shape to it. But again, I overplanted it here. I have 4 and not a lot of space, so I have to trim a little bit more than most people would if you had the space. The passion flower is gone. All the fritillaries ate them all. But the vine is just so well behaved and just allows for this arch to have a little bit more color after the pollinators eat my passion flora. So beautiful vine to add to your garden. And again, this dill and this parsley has been here mostly for these guys. Just putting the eggs all over, caterpillars all over, eggs all over. So I'll just let it be. But vegetables really struggling, especially in this area where it gets a lot of sun. So this is how it's looking, the yard. A little tour in the middle of the day in this summer Florida heat. I was having also problems. I think my drip irrigation is clogged, so we were digging them out, so it's looking that way. But hey, this is reality, and this is what I'm here for you to see. But going towards the front, my clusias, which I regret unfortunately planting because they are very aggressive and grow very fast, are better here. The other side, I don't know if you saw the video, is doing a little bit worse than here. But again, planted them here. They're doing so great, creating some privacy between us and our neighbor. And my neighbor was actually really happy to see hummingbirds coming to the native vine. Oh, I always forget the name, and I had it on my top of my tongue. The firebush came back great, and this is just filling in with some native and Florida friendly flowers like salvia right here. And a good thing is that the lizards eat my caterpillar, especially the monarchs. But I planted some milkweed, which this is a swamp milkweed, but as you can see, after I turned the sprinkler off, it's been super drought here, and it's been doing fine. So some porterweed, the real native ones, they grow low. Pathway going this way. All my tea plants, Thai plants, are coming back. This one, the indigo shrub, which is also a native, was full of fragrant flowers. It just smells amazing, and the pollinators were also loving it. So it's like these little flowers, as you can see. Look at her, that cutie. And this is how the yard is looking. Again, didn't pick a good day with all the garbage day. So coming this way, this is how this part of the yard is looking. On this heat of the day, I just asked Alexa what was the temperature. She said 89, and it feels like 100. So it feels very arid here, very dry, but plants are all doing great. Like I said, because I live on an HOA, there were so many sprinkler heads here. There's one right there, one right there, one right there, two right here, there, and this part was all getting flooded. Not flooded, but and the landscapers, because they did a new planting on my neighbor's yard, decided to run it day and night, and my plants did well, even with all the mug that was being caused by the rain and sprinklers being day and night. So what I did, I closed all my sprinkler heads, and as you can see, the plants are still doing great even without sprinkler and water. So as you could remember from when I first did this part of the garden, these were very little. I just trimmed them so I could start giving it that shape. This is the dwarf holly, Lotus viburnum right there. So you could see how cute and round they are. So this is the Dancer variety. Muley grass, so beautiful, starting to give its fall feel, colors, and by October these will be all full of that beautiful purple muley grass look. Another tea bush. My Eagles and hollies are doing really good. So muley grass doing well. This is endangered and I didn't know, but this is the beach verbena, and it's just such a lovely, delicate flower that blooms so profound. Blooms a lot. Look at these cute clusters of flowers, and it just filled this area really nice. I had another one on the other side and I trimmed it. So here it is. Now I'll show you on the other side, or maybe just so you can see how it's looking from here. So this is how the front is looking after some months of having all these new little baby plants. This is the other side, looking a lot fuller. And look at all these berries and the mockingbird fighting each other for them. So he's been grabbing a lot of, as you can see, he's back there grabbing the berries so he feeds it to the baby. But there it is. So just lovely berries and fragrant flowers for the pollinators and berries for the birds. Muley grass doing great. My fire bush right there giving some beautiful colors. The cuntis here in the front seems to be doing so much better than the ones in the back. But again, that side of my yard used to be very wet because of the sprinkler, and we turned it off. So hopefully now the cuntis will be a lot better there. This is a false rosemary that I put it on a basket, and this is how this side of the yard is looking from this angle. So all yards have maintenance. Even in the heat, you have to give it some maintenance if you want to keep it looking decent. If you have the space, have the circumstances to let it be a little bit more wild, that will for sure create a lot more refuge for wildlife. But I have to maintain mine a little bit more, especially in the front, because like I said, we want to give it good names. All those Florida native planters to the HOAs, show them the natives can be beautiful, and keep it a little bit more tidy. But the side of the yard is looking pretty good. Everything's basically happy, although we've been having excoriating heat. And hat on, put my glasses on, I am sweating. I'm gonna go home, have some water, and you saw my raw yard with not a lot of maintenance like I used to and like to do. Although, like I said, you have to weed a little bit and you have to dehead the flowers. But if you have to do that, get doing it in the morning, in the afternoons, and just do your part. Go to create a beautiful environment for wildlife. And you will see, I had baby turtles that just came out, bunnies, baby bunnies, the birds, the caterpillars, and just seeing wildlife enjoying your yard, knowing that there's so much, especially around my area, deforestation. They've been opening a lot of forests to build more and more houses. So if we do our part, we could still contribute to wildlife, and we're happy. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Do your part and be inspired, and see you next time.